Damn, Dave, what happened to you, bro?
Man, Valentine's Day was an epic fail.
Bro, did you go too hard in the paint? You pulled the hammy trying to do a Euro step in the sheets, bro?
I wish I had it all planned out. The rose petals leading to the bed, the chocolate. I was going to be waiting for her in a towel.
Damn, I see you, Val Venus.
This might be a little TMI, but I tried to trim the boys before she got home.
Bro, don't tell me you cut yourself, man.
Man, that's an understatement. Put it like this, man. I use so many Band-Aids, it looks like my balls were wearing the Mankind mask.
Yo, what do you use, man?
My clippers. What else would I
Bro,
use?
not the same ones. Tell me you didn't use the same ones you use on your face, bro. Tell me you didn't do that. Tell me you did not just do that.
Yeah, man, I was desperate, bro.
Nah, B, you can't do that, man. That's how you get ball drip on your face.
Ball what?
Bro, I'm about to change your life, man. Hold on one second. I got you, Dave. I'm about to change your life, B. Yo, this the Manscaped Perfect Package 3.0 kit, bro. It comes with the best trimmer ever, the Lawnmower 3.0, man.
I don't know how I feel about using something that's called the lawnmower around my balls. Did you try it yet?
Bro, I used this jump for Valentine's Day, and it had your boy smoother than 90s R&B. Yo, it's waterproof. You can shave in the shower. It has an LED light on it, too. It's crazy, bro. You get all up in the crevices. What else you need, Dave?
I just don't want to go through that much pain anymore, man.
Bro, look at the blade, man. Advanced skin-safe technology, B. Your balls will thank you.
What else is in the kit, man?
Man, it came with these boxers, bro. They didn't last very long, though. Hey, man, I had them for Valentine's Day. Yo, didn't wear it very long at all. You see what I'm saying, B? Yo, guess what this is, Dave?
I don't know, man. Shaving cream?
Yo, it's ball deodorant, B. You can't smell like you play defense and special teams, bro.
All right, man. You sparked my interest. How do I get all of this stuff?
Dave, I got you. I can get you 20% off plus free shipping with the code PMP at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com with the code PMP.
I'm going to try it, but if it doesn't work,
Yo, Dave, it will. Just ice up, son.
that ain't funny, bro.
Yo, I would say keep pounding, but for you, it's keep trimming.
All right, man. Let's start this podcast.
What's up? This is Derek Brown of the Carolina Panthers. Shout out to Rashad and David of the Panther Nation podcast. The voice of the Panther Nation. Make sure y'all like them and subscribe. Keep pounding.
Yo, this is Panther legend Jonathan Stewart, and I just wanted to shout out to Rashad Beard and David Rhodes of Panther Nation podcast. The voice of the Panther Nation. Keep pounding.
You are now tuned into the Panther Nation podcast.
Delone fires to an open Smith. Steve Smith is going to go all the way. No flags down. Smith scores, and the Carolina Panthers win in overtime.
Seal able to drive. He's intercepted by Keekly. Keekly inside the 20 to the 10 and to the end zone for another Panthers.
Welcome to the Panther Nation podcast. And here are your hosts, Rashad Beard and David Rhodes.
Yo, what's good? What's Panther Nation? What's poppin', man? What's good with y'all? What's good in these streets, man? I hope y'all enjoyed our little skit, man. It was supposed to be, I know y'all talking about it's cringeworthy and all that. Yo, it's supposed to be that way. Yo, we just having fun, man. We not no full-time actors, B, so relax. I saw the criticism, bro. Relax. It's all good.
I saw more laughters in the chat than anything else, so I think that was a win-win.
Yeah, man. It's all good, man. Hey, listen. Hey, appreciate all your support so far. But yeah, this that was our little skit for Manscaped. Y'all know we got the partnership going, Manscaped. So if y'all down, go ahead and go to manscaped.com and use the code PNP. All right. So real quick, Dave, we spent some time on that. Let's quickly get through how your weekend was. so we can get straight to this content, bro.
Look, man, it was a Guilty Gear type of weekend. The open beta was popping on the PlayStation, so I fought a lot of matches. I streamed a little bit. Overall, the weekend was straight. Can't complain. What about you, man?
Yeah, same for me, man. I ain't do much, just chilling at the crib. That's it. All good, man. Just another fun,
Oh, man, it's kind of
relaxing weekend, bro.
Kind of wild that February next week will be in March, bro, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's moving quick, bro.
Yeah, it is. And for those, just for the sake of brevity, for those who watch us in Texas, prayers up for you guys, man. Hope you guys
Facts.
stay safe with everything that's going on with the freeze. I mean, all I'm going to say is, like, just pay attention to what's going on. Pay attention to the decisions that these folks are making with regards to it. And hopefully you guys stay safe. Hopefully everybody's okay down there. The code is PNP for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into this thing. We're going to get to the content because we know we spent a lot of time with the commercial and whatnot. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it, and let's get to a lot to discuss, man. A lot of good things happened this week, and a couple one-off topics that we need to discuss too. But before we get into that, I do want to quickly announce that we will be launching a Patreon and a Discord. Well, for my OGs, y'all know the Discord already exists. I've given y'all access to that already. So shout out to the OGs and the OG chat cats. Y'all already know what's up. And if you are OG chat cat and you haven't, and you need the link, you know who you are. Reach out to one of us and we'll get you that popping. Get you that so you're good to go before we launch the Patreon. All right. So Patreon is coming up. Like I said last week, we're gonna disable our super chats. And we're going to hope that you support us through Patreon because YouTube they're taking, to be frank, they take a lot of what we get, especially through Super Chats. They take about 40%. So what y'all get, we actually see only 40% of that. Just being fully transparent. So we're going to go through Patreon. They don't take as much. They do still take their fees, but, it's a much less of just a much less amount. So we're going to hope that you guys support us through Patreon instead of the Super Chats. All right. So just real quick, that is coming. We plan to launch March 1st. We'll see what happens, see if we can get there. But the plan is to launch March 1st. All right. So that's coming. Make sure y'all be on the lookout for that. All right. Any thoughts on that, Dave, you want to add?
Nah, man, I think it's going to be good for everybody across the board. We're going to have a lot more. We're going to have a lot more content for you guys. That's the intention of this. We're going to do a lot more with regards to things season long. But just for folks that are concerned, I just want to be clear. The Monday show is always going to be the Monday show. We're not going to put that in a paywall. We're still going to be here on Mondays every week like we always are.
Yeah. Nothing's really changing. Really, there's a few things that'll change. But for the most part, we are who we are, and y'all, we're not going to do nothing crazy. But again, we do ask y'all to support us through Patreon, and so we can keep giving out this content. It's crazy. And the channel is growing. We're experiencing a lot of growth here, especially with all of the the sponsorships coming through. So we got to make some changes. We are considering changing the name too. So we may not be Panther Nation Podcast in the next couple weeks. We're gonna change the name at some point just to there's some reasons why we need to do it. We won't really speak on that, but there are reasons as to why we may need to change the name, and we'll probably likely change the name. So if you have a suggestion of a name change, we'll take all suggestions. And if we use the name, you might get a little something in return. So just if you got any suggestions, let us know. But yeah, man. So appreciate all support. Yeah. So the podcast some of it will be, but for the most part, no. Some portions will be incorporated. And no, we're not going back to the Poundcast. Shout out to Antoine.
He knows, man.
If you've been around since the Poundcast days, props to you, bro. Props to you.
Yeah, man. They ran us off, so we ain't going back to that.
Yeah. Yeah, facts. Slim might need an executive producer for sure. But yeah, all right. So real quick, that's what we got for that. Don't want to don't want to talk about it too long. Let's move on. Any questions, concerns, hit us up. We may have like a Q&A session about it before we go live, so y'all can get all your questions out. But for the most part, nothing's gonna change. The Monday show is gonna be the Monday show. You still get the draft content. You'll still see everything that you see, but some parts will be behind the paywall. All right, straight facts. I like that. I like this, Tim. Straight facts, all facts. All right, moving on. Let's move on. Real quick, we got our HBCU gear on, Aggie Pride and all that. So we have to shout out Deion Sanders, prime time, for getting his first W at Jackson State. Jackson State played this weekend and straight up demolished Edward Waters University. So shout out to
college.
Shout out to college. Excuse me, Edward Waters College. Excuse me. Yep. So shout out to prime time getting their first dub. Crazy thing is though, he's seeing a lot of transfers. There's about 3-4 transfers that happen. Maybe people can't stand the heat and trying to get out the kitchen for Jackson State. But they're trying to get up out of here. So, but
already?
Yeah, he's got some transfers coming through already.
That are leaving or coming in?
That are leaving the program.
Yikes.
And no, he did not get robbed. Well, yes, maybe he did. They stopped robbery in progress.
They said that they caught. Yeah, they stopped the robbery in progress. I guess he was about to get robbed, but there was somebody there to stop the robbery in progress. And I guess it was a female that tried to rob him. Yeah, so I guess the story is they were trying to go in there and take his stuff. They caught the young lady in the act, and nothing ended up missing. And this is the second incident too.
They tried to cover it up, man. They tried to cover it up, but Deion was like, "Nah, tell the truth, bro." They tried to cover it up, saying, "Nah, the AD moved it." Nah, somebody tried to rob him, bro. Jackson State bought that life, bro.
Well, it's the second time too because he already had his truck broken into. They stole some out of his truck a few weeks prior to that. They don't see, man. Y'all don't understand what you got going right now, man. Now granted, I'm pretty sure Jackson got their moments. I mean, most historical black colleges ain't exactly in the best of neighborhoods, but
most of them are in the hood, bro. Let's just keep it a buck.
Yeah, it is. About 90% of them in the hood.
Yeah.
Even A&T. A&T's in the hood, even though A&T's just buying. A&T's like trying to occupy the hood.
Yeah. A&T is buying everything around it. So they are transforming the hood, essentially. They are buying everything around A&T.
Yeah, Benedict College tried that in Columbia. It didn't go as well. They ain't doing nearly as well as what A&T's doing. A&T knows. A&T's like, yo, we need dorms. Let's just buy up everything. And that's the easiest way to fix the crime is to spread it away from the vicinity.
All right, so that's all we got for Jackson State, man. Congrats. I may go. They play Mississippi Valley State this weekend on Saturday, and if I'm home, I might not be home, but if I am home, I might go live for it so y'all can see what Jackson State talking about. If not this week, definitely next week because I think they play like Grambling or something the week after that.
Yeah,
it's like a primetime game.
Real talk, man. They should win the SWAC easily. They should win the SWAC easily with Alcorn State not playing, with FAMU not in the SWAC yet. They should win the conference easily, and I'm very curious to see how they would do in the FCS playoffs because they would be eligible for an at-large bid this year, for an automatic bid to the FCS playoffs.
Yeah, so SWAC had just to answer Marcus's question. SWAC has a deal with ESPN, so most of these games are going to be on ESPN, or like 3, like ESPN.
Some will be on some will be on 3. Others are actually going to be on ESPN proper too. So they're going to have a couple of games that's going to be on ESPN proper.
Yeah, but
they
again,
got
good. No, we're talking football. We're talking football right now.
This is football.
This is spring football is in effect.
SWAC is playing spring football right now.
Yep. So if I'm home this weekend I think they play at 3:00. I might not be home, but for sure the weekend after that I'm gonna probably stream the game because these are a couple warm up games. Mississippi Valley State is trash. So they ain't no.
And Edward Waters is I think Edward Waters is a Division II school, so it's not like it's an opener. But now it's gonna get real. Like once they get to Grambling, it might get real. It might get interesting when they play Grambling.
Yeah,
like Grambling and Southern are pretty much the only 2 threats they got in that conference, realistically.
Yeah. Yep. I'm just looking up their schedule real quick, so I'm not lying to y'all. Yeah, they got Grambling March 6th. So I'm definitely gonna be watching that game because that's gonna be a real swag game. So I'm gonna be watching that joint. But all right, let's move on from Dion and the swag and HBCU football. Let's move on from that. We got a serious topic to talk about, Dave. We got Cam Newton, and we haven't really talked a lot about Cam Newton on the podcast since his departure. He's a free agent right now. And a couple things have happened, a few incidents, or one incident happened, and then he was featured on I Am Athlete with Brandon Marshall, Ocho Cinco, and Fred Taylor. Very good. I watched the whole entire hour and a half. I was glued to the joint. Really, really good interview. I don't have a link to it, but if you just YouTube I Am Athlete, you can watch it. It's a really good, insightful. Yeah, it's a really good, insightful show, and they talk about like raw stuff when it comes to playing football. And Cam was really transparent here, telling a lot of things, saying a lot of things about the Patriot way and Bill Belichick, saying essentially how he wanted to go back. He wants to go back to the Patriots if they'll have him back. Obviously, it takes two to tango, but he's saying that COVID kind of set him back. Once he came back after COVID, they didn't really. They didn't wait for Cam. They just essentially kept moving. They kept learning the playbook, and Cam had to catch back up. And essentially, he was a little behind, and he felt the effects of it. And he talked about the Patriot way. I mean, a lot of people don't think the Patriot way exists, but he admitted right on the joint. He said the Patriot way it challenged you mentally, right? It's a mental challenge more than it is anything else. And so it was very dope, man. Very dope interview. Learned a lot about Cam.
The thing that's dope about the conversation about the Patriots way is that you had 3 players there that played for the Patriots during the Bill Belichick era. Because people forget, Fred Taylor played for the Patriots.
He did.
And Chad Ochocinco played for the Patriots as well, and so did
Yep.
And even though Brandon Marshall didn't play for the Patriots, he did play for Denver. Yeah, he played for Josh McDaniels when he was in Denver. But it was I only caught the first 30 minutes. They even at the beginning he talked about the Carolina situation a little bit, but he didn't get into the details.
He touched on it a little bit.
He touched on it a little bit.
But just to put this out there, he did say he respects Matt Rule. He respects Tepper. So he did say that. But he did also say that pretty much he was not in the plans, and he didn't know he wasn't in the plans. Essentially, that's essentially what he said in the interview. So again,
by the time he realized he wasn't in the plans, it was too late.
Yeah, go watch it. A very good interview, man. Cam, and the thing that really got me about this interview was that and we all know this, but it's dope when you see it on display about how humble and how aware Cam is. Cam is very aware of who he is, and he's not stupid. He knows exactly. He's not so mighty, so high and mighty that he's out of his. He's not self-aware. Bro, he knows that he was gonna be behind. He knows, he knows he had the limitations and whatnot. So he knows who he is, bro. That's what I love about Cam. He's very self-aware.
He knew because they got into the conversation about because Fred Taylor said something to the effect of, "You took the hardest job in the NFL. You took the job to follow Tom Brady."
Right.
Which was the hardest job. And if you don't think it was a hard job, there's a reason why Matt Stafford said he didn't want to go to New England. There's a reason.
Yeah,
it's not a mistake. And that's the difference. When people have that doubt about whether or not where Cam is in the spectrum, there's a difference. There's a certifiable difference. There's a reason why that man's been an NFL MVP. Cam's different, yo. It's just, people have this perception about him for one reason or another. But he's not a fool. He knows what he's doing. Yep. He's got it covered. I mean, he'll get signed somewhere.
Yeah, he knows who he is, and he's always going to be himself. That's what I love about Cam. He is who he is, no matter what, and he's from the A. He mentioned it 19 times, but we know he's from Atlanta. Okay, he's from Atlanta. We all know that, and it's super dope. Now let's segue. Go watch the interview, man. If you really want to see what Cam is up to, again, they did bring up Ron Rivera and him potentially going to the football team, and he pretty much dodged it, saying he can't really say what. But again, he's a free agent right now, and he's gonna go, I guess, for the best place for him. But he did mention that he wanted to go back to New England for sure. He did say that, and he loved to get that second chance, second year in the system. developing those relationships with the players. He kind of wants to get the chemistry on track. So shout out to Cam. Now let's segue into this situation that happened at the 7-on-7, and how this young man, pretty much went at Cam for being a free agent, calling him, I don't know if he called him a bum, but essentially called him a bum without saying it. He called him trash. You ain't nothing. And it's crazy. Like, I think it's really a generational thing, right? Because, man, come on now. Like, I get it that you're competitive. And listen, ultimate competitor, I get that, man. I hate losing. I'm a competitor too. So I get that, bro. But like, yo, you talking to a former MVP, bro. You talking to a Hall of Fame quarterback. You talking to Cam, like, this is you talking to Cam Newton, bro. Like, you can't, where's the respect, bro? Like, if that, you don't come to dudes like that. Go ahead, Dave.
Cam's been in the NFL for 10 seasons. He's only missed 20 games. That includes a season where he was out for 14 games in a year. And he's an all-pro. He's won NFL MVP. And you out here talking out of your mouth, and you just trying to get to the point of even getting to the point of going through college. Just getting looked at in college. So, like, when you think about that, it's just, like you said, it's generational. It's an extreme level of disrespect. It's
disrespectful, bro.
And he ended up apologizing.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about it, Dave? You know, the way the person that Cam Newton is, he probably gonna look out for this kid. Like, I guarantee you Cam Newton is doing something with this kid right now, or has set something up to either speak with this kid's parents or help this kid out in some way, shape, or form. Because that's who Cam is. Like, he's just a good dude. Like, and so again, I don't think, Cam, you probably got a little upset about the dude. You know what I'm saying? He probably got upset and whatnot. But it is what the dude, he probably was caught off guard. Like, yo, who is this? Like, dude, you in my camp, you like, how you just gonna disrespect me like that? And he's probably trying to be nice about it. But this dude was way out of line, bro. He, like Dave said, he did apologize and said, he was disrespectful.
Yeah, but he was. But the thing is, man, he was super out of pocket. But
super out of pocket, bro.
Super out of pocket. Like, and the thing, and it's funny. Like, at the same, like, you want to say, oh, he's a kid, but it comes to a point where, like, you should know better. And it always goes to the onus is on the parents. The onus is on the parents. But sometimes the parents ain't out here trying to have some kid that's disrespectful. So, I mean, he seemed like a kid that probably knew better. But he was super out of pocket.
Yeah, he out of pocket, bro.
Like, I don't think, and that's the thing that people don't understand, right? Like, who knows who was recording, but, like, in this social media era, this is the type of shit you see, right? Because there's a camera on somebody all the time, right? So, like, you don't have that privacy lens anymore from that aspect. Like, you don't have that anymore because everything's recorded now. And I say it all the time. I am so glad that in my college era, that Facebook was not popping like that, yo.
No, so I agree. Glad. I agree, Dave. And
so glad, man.
Dave, you know how it was when we was in college, Neo year. Like, yo, like, people that know me, like, we got a lot of people that know me in this chat for real. When I was at A&T, my first couple years, like, bro, like, I was super but if I ever ran to Cam Newton, like, if I ever ran to, like, somebody at somebody's camp, like, that's hosting an opportunity for me to display my talents, I'm gonna take advantage. I'm gonna be super respectful. It's a time and place. Like, you can be out of pocket. Like, that's cool, but it's a time and place for it. You know what I'm saying? So
now I'm like, shout out to the C3 podcast, like, because I know they're in here. Now I'm with you, man. It's the troll generation, man. It's about trying to get the hits. It's about trying to get the likes. You know what I'm saying? Now, whether or not the kid knew, that's a whole different ball game. Because what it boils down to ultimately, and this is why I know it's kind of tragic, is that if nobody recorded it, you wouldn't have heard nothing of it.
Facts.
It would have been another day in the office. Cam would have did a 7-on-7. He would have got his photo out, and that would have been that. You wouldn't have heard nothing else about it. But instead, somebody was recording it, and that's just the way it happened. And so now you got this kid right now getting ridiculed because now his name's out there. He's still a kid, right? what he did was unacceptable, but he's still a minor. Like, he's still a kid. So, and now he's got other things that he has to deal with now because somebody pressed record and posted it to the world for the world to see.
Facts. So real quick, Dave.
That's the tragic part about it.
Real quick, Dave. You said C3 was in the building. Shout out to C3 and shout out to Cody. It's Cody's birthday today. I saw that on Twitter this morning. So shout out to Cody.
Happy birthday, Cody.
Happy birthday to you, bro. Happy birthday. All right. So anything else on Cam before we get into this these money moves, Dave?
Let's get to these money moves, man. Shout out to Cam, man. I know he's gonna get a job. He's gonna get a gig somewhere.
Yeah, man.
I will say though, I know he wants New England. I know he wants to go back to the Patriots. I don't know if the fan base wants him to come back.
Well, yeah. I mean, and he knows that. He knows that. He's bro. I'm telling you, Cam is very self-aware, bro. Just when I watch that interview, that's my takeaway. Is Cam's very self-aware. He knows what's up, and he said they brought up retirement towards the end, and he said that it's not his. He can't go out like this, so
no,
he's definitely coming back. Yeah, he's definitely coming back for sure. And so shout out to Cam, man. Listen, I know we haven't spoken a lot about Cam since the release, but shout out to Cam. I always am a fan of Cam. He's the man. But at the same time, as a fan base, he's no longer a Panther. So again, I tell y'all off the rip how my heart turned into ice. I had an ice box where my heart used to be, Dave, because when they cut Steve Smith, it all went out the window, bro. For me, that was a lot of y'all Cam Newton.
Steve Smith was my guy, man.
My Cam Newton. Steve Smith was my Cam Newton. So it's so cold, Dave. So cold.
Yeah,
so cold.
Man. You gotta ice up, son.
Definitely, I gotta ice up. I do gotta ice up, B, for sure.
Man, you gotta ice up, brother.
I did ice up. I did ice up. That's why I don't. I can let it go now. I'm good because I got over it. So I am iced up.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of folks don't understand. But the thing is, I think Cam's gonna be fine. I mean, he'll figure it out. I mean, I don't think he's gonna have to retire. Somebody's gonna sign him. I still think I'm leaning towards Washington. I think that's where he's going to end up.
We'll see what happens. All right, let's move on, Dave. We got a lot to get to with these cap moves. So let's move on. Let's move on. All right. The first move was K1 Short. All right.
We've been talking about this for a while.
We talked about this for a long time. We set it up. We told you this for a long time. This dude was going to be on the block. It happened. Shout out to Fitterer. He got it done, and we saved $9.82 million by cutting K1 Short. All right. K1 Short is cut. There is some talks of us bringing him back. They're saying that we're going to get him, try to negotiate. K1 Short was on Sirius XM saying, I got a couple teams calling me, and the Panthers did say they want to bring me back. And it makes sense to me. Again, it's the same thing happened with Charles Johnson. If you know what happened with Charles Johnson back in the day, we cut Charles Johnson, and dude was big money. Charles Johnson was big money. He had a big contract, wasn't performing up to it. We cut him. He ended up coming right back, and he cited the reasons as to why. And one of the reasons was, I got my family's here. My family's settled. I don't want to move. K1 Short is 31, 32 years old. Now, does he want to go ring chasing? That's on him. He can go chase the ring. But if he's settled here, he's been here for a while. All that stuff comes into account. So we can sit up here and say what we would do in this situation, but this man is a grown man. He got to make his own decision.
And he made a lot of. And the thing is, like, yeah, that's a good point, Marcus. Like, Charles Johnson's situation was there was only one other team that wanted him. We don't know what KK's offers are going to be, but at the same time, he has been in Carolina his entire career, so he might be willing to stick around depending on how big the pay cut is. I mean, that's going to be a factor too. Like, if the contracts are close, like if the contracts are super close, he might just stay in Carolina. He might sign with Carolina. But if the contracts are like night and day, he's gone, man, and that's fine. Yeah. I mean, he's got to make his own decision.
Yeah, and if you look at the contract here, I hope y'all can see it. It's not too small.
Yeah.
But if you look at his contract, he was about to get paid, bro. I mean, he was about to be paid $20 million. His cap hit was going to be $20 million this year if we didn't cut him. Okay, and I have a few things highlighted. The first thing I want to highlight is in 2019. 2019 was when he restructured his contract. and he shifted some money. Okay, he shifted some money to a restructure bonus. So if you see the restructure bonus column, that's where we took the same thing we did with Paradis is what we did with K1 Short back in the day. We took that chunk of money that he was owed that year, and we spread it across spread it up for 5 years. All right, so 5 years across those 5 years, we can spread that evenly across the years. Now, what happened is since we cut him, we still owe him that money, the restructure bonus. The cool thing about a restructure is that the restructure bonus and why it's good for the players to take that bonus is because they get that money up front. See, there's a misconception around the way the salary cap is just an accounting mechanism. Okay, the players, you see the assigning bonus and a restructure bonus, the players are giving that money up front. They get that bulk of money up front. So Dave, when he signed this deal, this 5-year, $80 million deal back in 2017, he got $20 million up front. That was his signing bonus. So he got it up front. But in a cap perspective, you see, Dave, you see how on his signing bonus it was spread across 5 years. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's how it works from a salary cap perspective. All right. So same thing with the base salary. When we took that base salary, whatever he's going to make that year, and converted it to a restructure bonus. So if you're a math major, or a math guy, if you take and add that restructure bonus, those 5 restructure columns or restructure the 2.3 million. If you add that up, that would have been his base salary for 2019. Does that make sense for everybody?
Yep, that makes sense.
All right. Yeah. So now what happens is when you cut a player, those bonuses accelerate. All right. So you owe him that money, or you've already paid that money technically, since the money's already been paid. Since the money's already been paid, that money accelerates to the year you cut him. So Dave, that's where you get that $11 million. So if you look at in the dead cap, you see that $11 million dead cap number.
Mm-hmm.
That's the 2.3 plus 2.3 plus 2.3 plus the 4 million. Yep. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So that money equals the dead money. All right.
Yep.
So what happens is the roster bonuses and workout bonuses, they don't count. When you cut somebody, those roster bonuses, because you have to be on the roster to get the roster bonus. You're not on the roster, you're getting cut. So you obviously have to be working out with the team to get the workout bonus. So you have those numbers don't apply, and neither does the base salary. The base salary goes away because you're not on the team. All right. So the only thing that you're responsible for when you cut a player is the restructure money, the restructure money if that exists, or the signing bonus money.
Yep.
Okay, and you add that up, you get the dead cap number, and then the difference between what you're adding up versus what you were going to pay in the salary cap hit. All right, so Dave, follow me here. So if you subtract 20 million, or you subtract the dead money from the cap hit, that $20 million, it's $9 million. So does that make sense? This is not rocket science, okay? This is not rocket science. I'm just trying to break this down because there's a lot of people that don't know what the hell they're talking about. All right, there's a lot of people out there, they talk about the cap, they don't know what they're talking about. All right, so.
Well, that's why there's a lot of folks that are journalists and not math majors like us.
I'm not a math major, bro. It's simple math, though. It's simple. It's easy to explain once you understand it. So does that make sense to everybody in the chat? Are you following me? Do I need to break it down further? Because I thought I broke it down pretty simple. But that's what happens when you cut a player. All right. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because you got to pay the bonuses. You got to pay the remaining bonuses that are left within.
They were already paid, Dave.
But you gotta own that money. You gotta own that remaining money within those bonuses.
Correct. All right, great. All right, so let's move on to another example. All right, we got another example, and that's Trey Boston. So Trey Boston got cut. Okay, so what happened with him is he was designated a June 1 cut. So a June 1 cut, what that does is it allows you to spread your dead cap hit across multiple years, so 2 years. All right, you get to evenly spread that money across the years. Okay, so what happens is, so this is what happened with this. This is very easy to explain. Okay, so essentially, if we cut Trey Boston up front, we wouldn't have saved much money at all. Okay, so Dave, if you look at the cap hit of 6.2 million versus the 5.3 million dead cap, we weren't going to save much at all. So it made no sense to just cut him outright. You're saving pennies at that point. So what happened was they said, all right, let's take the June 1 cut. We'll take the June 1 cut, and we're going to spread this $2.6 million cap hit. Because there's 2 years left in the deal, it makes it very easy. You spread the 2.6 and the 2.6. Does that make sense? The two signing bonuses. Again, the roster bonus and the workout bonuses, they don't apply here. And the base salary. Once you cut a player, none of that applies anymore. So base salary, roster bonus, workout bonus goes away. Okay? It goes away, and you pay just the signing bonuses, all right? In his case. Yeah. He only has
he didn't have a restructure in this deal, so it's just a signing bonus.
Exactly. So again, you're taking the 2.6 million and 2.6 million, and you spread that across 2 years. Now, Dave, to get that how we saved the 3.5 million was that if you subtract the cap hit versus that 2.6, that's how you come up with the 3.5 million.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, but now, random scenario, right? If you cut him and you would have took the straight cut, no June 1st cut, and took the entire cap hit this year, you wouldn't be buying yourself nothing this year. You would have probably saved less than $1 million.
It would have been
but
less
then the next year, you would be clean off of him.
Exactly. And Dave, that's a great point. Good segue. So what happens is with the June 1 cut, we are going to be paying Trey Boston while he's playing for another team in 2022. And so that's
he's already got his money. He already got his money because he's got the bonus. But it's going to be part of our cap for 2022 while he's playing for somebody else.
Great point of clarification. My bad. You are 100% correct. Since we already paid him the bonus money, that cap hit is technically going to be counted towards us in 2022. That's the way the June 1 cut works. So that's the downside of it. It's a good thing in this case, and this is why they did it, is it's only 2.6 million. It could be a lot worse. We paid Matt Khalil. We just got him off the books recently because of this. So again, it's a gift and a curse. In this case, it's not bad because it's only 2.6 million. And that's why when you look at contracts, Dave, it don't matter how much the contract is worth. That's irrelevant. When a contract comes out and says, "Oh, it's a 5-year deal worth $70 million," that don't really matter. It's what's guaranteed. What's guaranteed is really what matters because that's what you're gonna have to pay out. You have to pay that money. Now, does that make sense?
I'm there. You got chat council. You with us?
Y'all with us or y'all good? All right.
They talking about Deshaun going to approve a deal. I'm like, we'll get to Deshaun later, guys.
Yeah, we're going to get to Deshaun. We'll hold off on Deshaun.
We're going to get to Deshaun.
We'll get there. All right. So moving on. So again, Stephen Weatherly, he got released, saved $5.9 million. This is a good example. Same along the lines of K'Wan Short. Again, we only owed him $2 million. And again, because this was his contract year, it makes the cut really easy because you're not paying that base salary. So you're not paying the base salary, you're not paying the workout bonuses, you're not paying the roster bonuses. So again, you're just subtracting the cap hit versus the signing bonus, and then you get the $5.9 million. That's how much we save for cutting him. That's the easy one. Does that make sense for everybody?
Yeah, that was easy.
All right. So again, same thing with Michael Parladay. Real quick, same thing. Again, contract year. When you cut people on contract years, it makes it really easy because you don't pay their base salary. You don't pay the workout bonuses. Again, you're just paying the signing bonus, and that's it. So you subtract the signing bonus from the cap hit, and that's pretty much it. All right. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. All right. Easy cuts. I just want people to understand because we need this base knowledge when we get to the deeper discussion a little bit later. I don't know when the discussion is about to happen. Maybe. Okay, so here's a good one. This is a good when talking about restructures, okay? This is a good conversation, okay? Because this is where it gets funny. I saw some people asking about how the Saints got in trouble and how the Saints are $80 million over the cap.
Yeah.
This is part of the reason why. I'm gonna show you part of the reason why, and we're teetering on that territory with what we did with Paradis. Now we can avoid it, but this is what happens. Okay, so again, we saved $4.69 million by restructuring Matt Paradis's contract, and I got 22 extension down here question mark, and here's what we're about to explain. Okay, so this was Matt Paradis's contract before the restructure. So before the restructure, this was his contract. All right. So he had a base salary of seven million essentially, and you see these voided years, Dave. These are voided years at the bottom. So the 2 million and this the 2022 and 2023. Those were voided years. Those were voided years. Okay. So he was not going to play these years unless we restructured or renegotiated a contract with him. These were voided years. This is the same thing that Drew Brees had. Okay. This is the same thing with Drew Brees. Dave, you remember the conversation I said about taking that signing bonus and spreading it across 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we did here. Even though his deal was 3 years, you can still stretch that money out over a maximum of 5 years, and that's what we did. He had a 3-year deal, but we took that signing bonus and stretched it out over 5 years. So that's why you see 5 years worth of signing bonus. Okay, does that follow? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So if you add up the 1.8, the 1.8 times 5 is going to equal his signing bonus. Yep. Does that make sense to everybody? All right. So now what happened? What we did was essentially we took same thing we did with K1 Short. We're taking this base salary, the $7 million, and we're going to convert all that to a bonus. Yes, we're going to convert that to a bonus, but he still has a vet minimum that he has to pay. We have to pay. So the vet minimum is $990,000. So this entire $7 million is going to be converted to a signing bonus or a restructured bonus, and then he's going to have a $990,000 base salary. And again, the base salary, just a quick note here, the base salary is paid across 17 games. So if you take that base salary, divide it up by 17 weeks, that's their weekly salary. That's how these players get paid weekly. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. All right. So moving on. Okay. So let me visualize what happened. Okay. This is what Matt Paradis' contract looks like right now. All right. So this is essentially what we did was we took that, Dave, here's that $990,000 I was talking about. That's the vet minimum. But if you take that, okay, so if you take this, the balance of this, so Dave, you got 1.8 times 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then you add, this, correct. That's how you're gonna get these three years worth of 4.1 million. Does that make sense?
But the thing is he's not even playing for us in 2022 and 2023.
Exactly. Great bingo, Dave. You tracking. So the problem with the problem with this is, and this is what the Saints just ran into. This is Drew Brees. The same thing. It's the same thing. The problem is that Dave, he's not. If we don't restructure I keep saying restructure. Excuse me. If we do not renegotiate a contract with this man, we're going to have an $8.2 million cap hit in 2022 without him being on the roster. So we're paying him, we've already paid him $8.2 million. It's already guaranteed. It's already out the window. All right. So again, that's going to be a dead cap hit if he's on the roster, if he's not on the roster or not. So does that make sense?
So if we don't extend him, he's basically going to be a cap hit for us regardless.
Exactly. You can only kick the can down the road so far before you have to pay up.
Yeah.
And I'll show you what just happened with the Saints. I'll show you what happened with the Saints. Give me a second. Let's get through all this content, and I'll show you what happened with the Saints. I'm talking about the Saints cap situation, not talking about the team in general. I'm talking about their cap situation. Right now, there's $70 million over the cap, and Drew Brees is contributing to that. So yes, they're in trouble from a cap perspective. As a team, they can address stuff in the draft for sure, 100%. But as a cap, they're going to be forced to do so because they won't have any cap space, essentially. So now let's so does this make sense to everybody? This is kicking the can down the road. This is what we did. So the idea behind this is that this is why I say that I think he's going to get extended in 2022. Now, Dave, real quick, he is 30. He's 32 this year. How long can he play?
I mean, I would extend him 2 to 3 more years if he plays well this year. I would, because you need a center anyway. We're not gonna. Based on everything that's been going on within the draft, I don't see us actually trying to fix fix everything within the line. We only got 3 linemen signed to it. We only got 2 linemen right now on our roster or something like that.
2 right now. 2 right now.
So I could envision an extension. So we'll see. I mean, because the thing is, if he plays well this year, I wouldn't have a problem him playing 2 or 3 more years. Shoot, considering that he's going to get paid, he's already got his money. He's going to be a cap hit on us next year, regardless, 2022, regardless. Might as well have him at least play some downs,
I'm just saying that's the consequence of doing this. All right, so that's the consequence of doing the restructure and kicking the can down the road a little bit. You either going to have to restructure him, or because the money's the thing is, here's the thing. You can't restructure it because he's already been paid. The money is paid. You have to take the hit.
So, but here's the thing. But what if we? But if we extend him,
exactly,
right?
You have to extend him, Dave.
If we extend him, then we can split. Then we can split the bonus out within years based on the extension.
Exactly, but Dave, you're still kicking the can down the road. Eventually, you're gonna have to, because the money's been paid. You're gonna have to take the responsibility of that cap hit at some point. Now, the plus side.
Well, no, my point is that let's say hypothetically he signs a 2-year extension to go through 2023, and it's just base salary, hypothetically. So if he did that, the bonus will still be the bonus based on that deal.
Correct.
But the cap number might not be as high, depending on what we're paying for a base salary.
If it's base salary, the cap number is going to go up because of that base salary. You're adding base salary to the deal. So base salary plus prorated bonuses equals cap hit.
Yes, but if let's say the base salary is $2 million per year. This is hypothetical, right?
Yep.
Let's say it's $2 million per year for 2022 and 2023. So it'll be a.
So you're saying okay? So I got you. I'm following.
Yeah, so you would have a $6 million cap hit in 2022.
Yes.
Then you have another $6 million cap hit in 2023. It wouldn't be a big cap hit for 2022, but then at least you have a guy on the roster and he's actually playing for you.
You are correct. If he's serviceable, though. But
if he's serviceable, but it goes back to whether or not he's serviceable.
You're paying him. If he's not serviceable, you paid him already regardless. You see?
Yeah, but then you just take the big cap hit in 2022.
You got to take the hit. You have to take the hit, and that's what I'm saying. What I want people to understand is, again, the bonuses have been paid already. It's accounted for. You can't kick. At some point, you have to account for that money. You can only you can't restructure what's already been paid. You know what I'm saying? You can restructure it, but you can only kick it so far. You know what I'm saying? The same thing happened with Drew Brees. We'll talk about Drew Brees in a minute, real quick. All right, so that's Matt Paradis. Okay, Paradis is good. All right, everybody's good now. So what's next? All right, so what's next? So real quick, Taylor Moton. I just hypothetically came up with a scenario that because again, a lot of misconceptions, a lot of bad information out here on the thought of re-signing Taylor Moton. I tweeted this yesterday. Misconception number 1. If we re-sign Taylor Moton to a $15 million average per year deal, the cap hit will not be $15 million. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Just because we sign a guy to a $15 million per year deal does not mean the cap hit is going to be $15 million. There's a lot of misconceptions about that. And I want people to understand that. All right. So, Dave, do you want to go through a quick exercise? I'm going to need your help because you're a math major. Okay. Sure. Let's go through a quick exercise on over the cap. I need your help, Dave. Follow me because I could have prepared for this, but I didn't.
Now go ahead. Do what you gotta do, man.
And
I'm here.
I need your math help. All right. So hold on, real quick. Let me pull this up. All right. So here's over the cap. All right. So what the cool thing about over? Yeah, I got it. So the cool thing about over the cap is it allows you to actually go through the process of extending a guy. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to show you the cap effects. So, Dave, as you can see right now, according to this, we have 31. I think they don't have the Trey Boston cut. So let's just go ahead and do the Trey Boston June 1 cut. And you can see 33 million. It's give or take a couple million. I've seen as high as 36 million. I don't know how they got that number, but we're just going to roll with 30. Let's just roll with 33 million for hypothetical purposes. All right.
Yep.
So what I can do here is I can go down to Taylor Moton, and I'm going to do extend, okay? We're going to extend them. It gives me this little pop-up here, all right? So the little exercise I came up with was I said 5-year deal, right?
5-year deal.
So 5-year deal. And I said, what was the signing bonus I said? I said $30 million signing bonus.
$30 million.
Yeah. Well, I said $30 million guarantee, so essentially $30 million signing bonus, all right? So let's roll with that real quick. So let's roll with the $30 million guarantee. It could be more or less, whatever. We're just making up numbers right now. I can just do 30M. All right. So what this does is, let me scroll down a little bit so y'all can see. Now what this does is, again, Dave, remember how I said the signing bonus is already paid, but it's spread out amongst. So you
spread it
see,
out within 5 years.
So you see that, Dave? It's already spread out, $6 million per year. So that's the base. His cap hit is going to be at least $6 million per year. Now, what did we say earlier, Dave? If we want to manage our cap, if we want to manage the cap, what you want to do is you want to keep that first year low as hell. So what do you give him, Dave? You give him the vet minimum.
Yep, the base salary.
You give him the vet minimum, $990,000. It's the same thing Matt Paradis is making on a base salary. It doesn't matter, Dave, because guess what? He got paid the $30 million up front. That money is his. He's not broke. He got paid. He got $30 million straight up. Check written, cashed a check. That's why Christian McCaffrey went and bought a house with his bonus after he got his daggone check, because he got the big check up front. All right. So now what you can do is, Dave, I don't know. Let's make some numbers up. So, Dave, we said the number was 75 million total.
So that means he's got $45 million to burn.
Thank you. So we're going to come in here. So we're going to say, let's make this one 10 million. We'll say in 2022, which we have a lot of space in 2022, correct?
Yep.
So let's say this one to be, we don't even got to make it that, Dave. Let's just make 20. It 5. Let's make it 5 million. We'll make it all 5. Right. We'll make it 5 right here. All right. And then with this one, so how much we got left, Dave? We subtracted 5 from what? 5 from how much we got left?
So 5, and we'll say 5, and we'll say 1 million for the top one to make the numbers easier. So it's $6 million that's being utilized.
Yeah. So yeah, let's just make it. Let's make it easy on you, like Dave said. So we'll make it 1 million, 5 million,
and then so
where we at now?
So at this point we got 30. So we got 39
plus
million
10.
left. 39 million left.
All right, so we'll make this one 12. Oops. We'll make this. It don't matter. It don't even matter. It don't even matter what we make it. So the cap hit in 2023 will be 18. So what we got left? 12 minus 12 from what you just said.
Yeah, so we got 27 million left.
So 27. What's 27 divided by 2?
13 and a half.
So we'll 13. Do 13.
We can do 13 1 year, 14 and next.
14. Let's just do 14. Okay. 13. We'll do 13M. And 14M next. All right. So boom. There we go. It's backloaded like a mug. All right. So let's make this happen. We're gonna extend them. So Dave, what does that mean? Where are we at now? Look at where our cap hit went. We went from 33 to 27 million. Yep. So okay, let's subtract the draft class. Let's say 7 million for the draft class. Dave, we still sitting at 20 million in cap space.
Yeah.
If you you can push these deals into later years, or Dave, he probably, if I'm Taylor Moton agent, I'm like, yo, let's sign a 3-year deal because that'll get me paid twice. He's 27 years old, so if we make this a 3-year deal, he has the opportunity, salary. And you can push that, Dave. You can push that bonus off 3 years too, off the 5 years. So you got 2 more years to push that bonus off. So the cap hits will be smaller. So again, let's not let's. I mean, there's a lot of misconceptions. Just because we signed Taylor Moton to a $15 million per year deal, which is essentially what we did, doesn't mean his cap hit is going to be $15 million every year. That's what I want. That's what this exercise represents. Okay, is everybody cool with that? Does that make sense to everybody? Now I can with this exercise, I still have $20 million to go out and sign plenty of people. You know how much damage I can do with $20 million? Like it's easy. This is easy, bro. Where's Suleiman at, man? He need an assist or something. I got his back, bro. Suleiman need an assistant. Sign me up, dog. Sign me up. Yes, no, you won't. I mean, Marcus, you have to pay. The only thing you have to pay is the guarantees, bro.
Yep, everything base salary, roster bonuses. That's not guaranteed money.
The 30 million is all that matters, bro. That's all that matters.
That's why a lot of NFL players have been trying to fight to have fully guaranteed deals because they know that the only thing they're guaranteed, like Patrick Mahomes signed that crazy contract recently, that 10-year deal that was like for like $500 million. $500 million wasn't guaranteed, bro. So it's all in perspective. Like he could get that money if he plays all those games, but there's no guarantee that he's going to.
It's all about the guarantees. All right. So real quick, let's before we get into any more, I want to jump into this because this is another one. This is another one that we got to talk about because again, now that we're armed with this knowledge, we got to apply it to what a potential trade. All right. Yeah. So here we go. Let's apply this to a potential trade. Again, everybody's talking about Deshaun Watson. You know, David Newton went out there and said, a bold prediction that we'll go out there and make this trade. Boom. We're going to do whatever it takes to get Deshaun Watson. And I think the Panthers are rightfully so in doing so. Now, here's my thoughts. Here's my thought, Dave. Dave, if you look at real quick before we get into the contracts, you know Scott Fitterer and Seattle Seahawks track record of picks in the first round. We kind of aware of that, right? It didn't look too pretty, right? But I think they did an okay job of making up for it, in the later rounds. I mean, do you think they kind of got some value for the later picks that they got?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, the Texans are going to have to make a tough decision, but the Panthers are rightfully so, and they are in every right to go out there and try to get this dude and put anybody on the table. Nobody should be off the table. And here's why here's what we got to do. Now let's take a look. Armed with the knowledge that we have now, what do you think about this contract? All right. So again, on what we know about the bonuses. Now there's a couple caveats in here because he has some money that's guaranteed. That's not in the signing bonus, and I don't see how it's not structured in here. I don't know how it's structured. So we got to figure out. I think let me see if Over the Cap has it. I just noticed that as I was looking.
Another note, man, while you guys are talking, like I was looking up the Twitter for ESPN Upstate. Yeah, it looks like they broke a few hours ago that Deshaun will only approve trades to the Jets, the Dolphins, and Carolina. Take for what you want. The fact
that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, we've been kind of harping that for a while. It
makes it tough. It does make it tough on us for sure because we don't have the capital.
We don't have the draft capital that the other two franchises have.
It makes it tough. So we're gonna have to man up, but we got to man up. You just have to bite the bullet and make it happen. So it makes it tougher on us, yes, but it's not impossible. I don't think it's impossible.
But my fear is that we're gonna have to give up way more than what the Dolphins or the Jets will have to do. Because I think the Dolphins and the Jets, while they can trade 2 first-round picks. They can get 2 first-round picks. Nah, it's not the same one that said that Wentz was going to the Broncos. But I think we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So, real quick, Dave. Real quick. All right. So we'll get to Wentz, Slim. Just hold on a second. I want to get through this trade real quick. We'll talk about Wentz in a second. Real quick, again, accelerated bonus. So you're talking about 17. You're talking about what? 17 million. So if you accelerate the 4.3 times 4, that's around 17 million, something like that.
17.2 million. Yep.
And then so that's what would happen. Again, if you take out the workout bonuses, that doesn't apply, and the base salary, that wouldn't apply. So the 17.2 million is what we were responsible for if we traded for Deshaun Watson, included Christian McCaffrey in that deal. So I again, there may be some more bonus money in there because again, he has some additional guaranteed money that may or may not have been paid. I don't know if it's been paid out yet. So I don't know, because I know Bill Vogt posted the 21 million dead cap if we trade him, and my number is at 17.2.
Well, because it's 21.5 total. It's 21.5 total, but he already got paid all that anyway. But it looks like he got a bigger hit the first year last season.
Yeah, he got more of it. Yeah, he got more of it last year. So again, we've already paid some of that, and it already counted towards that cap. So it wouldn't matter. But real quick, so that's what it would look like: 17 million if we decide to walk away from Christian McCaffrey. Now, if we cut him, that's a whole different story. That's if you cut somebody, you're responsible for a little bit more. But trading him is different. Now, this is what I included Teddy Bridgewater here too. This is Teddy Bridgewater's contract, because I'm assuming if a trade went through, Teddy Bridgewater will be a part of that trade. So I included his number.
Or he'll be a separate trade. Or he'll be a separate trade with some other team.
Something like that. He would. I don't think he would be on the roster in the sense that, or if we made a trade for Deshaun Watson. So it'd be 10 million.
It'd be a $10 million hit.
10 million. $10 million hit. So real quick. Now, I want y'all to look at this and this is why the Panthers should be all in, pun intended, all in for Deshaun Watson, okay? This contract is, if we can finagle and get this contract is extremely favorable, okay? Extremely favorable for the Panthers. We take this contract as is. First of all, his cap hit in 2021 next year is only $10 million. It's only $10 million, bro. Only $10.5 million. Again, remember what we said earlier. The signing bonuses, that'll be paid. It's already been paid by the Texans. You don't get paid twice. The Texans would have paid that. This roster bonus, we don't pay the roster bonus. That roster bonus was for them. So this big hit in 2023 would only be $20 million for us. Not the $42 million. That roster bonus is for them, not us. Roster bonuses don't get paid by us. So, again, if you're looking at these base salaries, $10 million, $35 million, $20 million, $32 million, $32 million. That's what the cap hits would be. And there probably would be some roster bonuses. It'd probably be a little bit more than that. But that's what his cap hits would be.
If he keeps his deal the way it is, he'll probably change it if odds are right. But the way it is, we could cut him theoretically. We would never cut him, obviously, right? But we could cut him like the following year and not take a single cap hit.
I'm sure. Yeah, true. I'm sure there's gonna be some things in there, some bonuses and stuff in there that they'll give him. I think they're gonna do something. I'm sure they would.
Well, he got $110 million guaranteed, so it's missing like a lot of dough.
Yeah, he'll get that from the Texans. He'll get all that from the Texans. Yeah, he'll get all that from the Texans. That's coming from the Texans, not us. Yep. And that's why it makes it hard for them to walk away, because they've already paid. That guaranteed money's already been paid. Unless it's a part of his base salary, which is in some cases the guarantee can be a part of his base salary.
Yeah.
Usually they have it in parentheses down here, but in this site they don't have it. But again, That's what it would look like from our perspective. That's why the Panthers are in, and that's why Tepper's like, yo, if I can get this dude, it makes it easier for us to build a team because his cap hits are going to be low, especially if the cap is going to increase. The quarterback's contracts are going to increase. The cap is going to increase unless another COVID happens, and you can't predict COVID, right? So unless something like that happens, the odds are that the cap is going to increase.
I think by 2023, he's definitely going to probably ask for a new deal because I'm looking at the way the roster bonus is set up for him. He's probably going to ask for something to get so he can get a bigger piece of the coin. I would think. Like I don't think he would complain. Like if he gets traded, he obviously won't. He won't complain in 2021. But he will. He won't complain in 2022. But after 2022, I think he's going to probably ask for an extension or something. But yeah, it looks like, man, Deshaun will approve a trade to Carolina, but we'll see what happens. We shall see what happens there.
Yep. All right, so let's jump into. I think Slim wanted to look at Carson Wentz deal. Let me look at Carson Wentz's contract real quick. I haven't seen his deal, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we didn't talk about the fact that he got traded to the Colts and the fact that the Eagles were pretty much only had one option of where he could go.
Yeah, nobody else wanted Wentz. That's why they had to take what they had to take. Let's see. Yeah, it's entry level. Let's see. Oh, he had 107 million guaranteed. Of that, he was probably paid what? Oh, they cut him here. Yeah, I don't think they have the whole deal here.
Yeah.
Because he only got a $16 million signing bonus. That ain't nothing really.
Yeah, so.
He got this $8 million roster bonus, so that's not, and he got the option. So in 2020, so he made $18 million. Man, they ate a lot of shit.
And then they had to pay.
I'm trying to see where this cap hit is coming from.
The roster bonus, they got the Colts got the roster bonus.
Yeah, it's not showing me I wanted to see the contract before the trade though. Yeah, that's what I'm missing. I need to see the roster before the contract. Oh, see, yeah, I forgot. Okay, I see here the Colts. I need to see the contract before the trade. That's what I'm missing. But the reason why it made, because he only got a $16 million signing bonus, bro.
Eagles weren't dumb. I will say that. I mean, when you start thinking about,
and he was done with it. He was done with that. So let me check the Eagles joint, see what they paying. It's easier to look at it. Let me see. Current contract. So I want to see how much dead money they took for him. Because I can't tell, because I don't have his old contract. And I don't see him here. Dang, man, see, that's why I try to take screenshots before they update these joints so I can see what the contract was. Because it's hard to see what they're doing. Let me check over the cap. Oh, so $33 million? That's not too bad. Especially if you why did I click Carolina, man? My bad. I'm so used to clicking Carolina.
your body set in.
Yo, straight up. Here we go. Okay, there we go. There it is. Thanks, guys. All right, 33 million. I still want to see the deal before so I can calculate it to see where it was coming from. And you got another thing that made it easy for the Eagles too to get rid of him is because they got Carson Wentz. I mean, they got your boy
Jalen Hurts.
Hurts. Yeah, they have Hurts. Sheesh. So right now they're $42 million over the cap.
$42 million?
Yeah, they'll be fine. That's not bad. That's not too bad.
Kicking the can.
Uh-oh, lost y'all voice. I got it. I'm good. I'm back.
All right.
Yeah, especially when you have a guy on a rookie deal like that too, it makes it easy. It makes it easy. So we'll see what happened with yeah, man, I wish I had Wentz contract before he got traded so I could see it. I just don't have it. So is there anything else y'all want to talk about? Want me to open up the phone lines?
Why not?
I haven't done that in a while.
It's overdue. We ain't done that in a minute. They're saying that the Eagles might take a quarterback in the. That means the Eagles might. What pick are the Eagles? Like 8, 10, 10? What are the Eagles?
6. They're ahead of us.
Oh, they're ahead of us?
Yeah.
Don't worry, man. If they take a quarterback, that means we look, man. I'm not and I'm gonna be as clear as day. I really don't want us taking a quarterback with the 8th pick because the guy that I want ain't gonna be there.
Got to trade up to get him, yo.
Yeah, so the guy that I'm interested in.
We're not giving up Burns, bro. I'm looking at the Saints. Hold on, let me.
Yeah, but I mean, after the
if y'all want to come in here.
Yo, so Grandizer, to answer your question, buddy. After the Cam interview, and even though I only saw the first half hour when he did mention Carolina during that first half hour, I don't think Cam's gonna throw any ill will towards Deshaun. Like I think there was a point where I felt like that could be possible.
For him. That's not in his blood, bro.
Yeah, so I don't think he's gonna throw no ill will to the organization. So I don't think you got to worry about that. I think he might help. We'll see though, but I think we're gonna have to give up way too much. I think we're gonna have to overspend, and the thing is, some people think 3 first-round picks is fair value for Deshaun. We might have to spend more than that if we're competing with the Jets and the Dolphins. So you just got to keep that in mind. It might be a while before we have to do a draft party in the first round. I'll put it to you that way if we trade for Deshaun Watson. But it's starting to look more and more like Carolina's not interested in taking Mac Jones.
I'm seeing the opposite, bro. I thought we was.
There
in
was
love
one
with the
thing
dude.
I saw where it sounded like they don't want to take Mac Jones with the 8th pick because they feel like he's not close to where you need to be. So it'll be interesting. What's up, Noli?
Not much. How y'all doing?
Doing good, man.
Hanging in there, bro. What's good?
Nothing much. Great show as always. I think with Tepper, I think with the reports coming out, I think it's clear that Tepper is running the show, as we all kind of had suspected. I mean, all the reports say that Dave Tepper is aggressive and wants this, and I don't blame him. I mean, think about that's why I was mad he let Cam go, but from his vantage point, I get it. His first year he comes in, we go 6-2, Cam gets hurt, missed the playoffs. His second year, what happens? Cam gets hurt again. We're stuck with Kyle Allen. His third year, he has Teddy Bridgewater, who was his first year starting after coming off, that knee injury. So he hasn't seen good quarterback play, and he's probably just, dying for a quarterback, and that's obvious. It's upsetting because they think Matt Rule and the whole team and Tepper think they're a lot closer to competing than we actually are, but If they want to get Deshaun, I'd rather them give up 3 first-round picks for Deshaun than take Mac Jones 8th overall. I'm afraid
Yeah.
I'm afraid that they're just quarterback come hell or high water in round 1. So they can get Deshaun, great. If they can get Justin Fields at 8.
Did you lose him?
Yeah. Lost Noli for a second.
Y'all there?
There you go. Yeah, we
Yeah,
here.
we're there. Yeah, man. I lost you again, bro.
Yeah, Noli going in and out. But no, I second the want. Yeah, he's gonna come back in. But I second the notion of going out and getting Deshaun Watson. I think it makes sense from a cap perspective. And I think that listen, as if we're gonna get the same drafting that Seattle has right now, I'd much rather have a guy like Fitterer that can pick up and can draft in those later rounds. Listen, they always trade out of the first round.
Yeah.
They typically acquire more picks. I do a pretty good job drafting in the later rounds, something we haven't done well just up until last year maybe. So we haven't done it well. So listen, I'm okay. And again, as much of as a Teddy Bridgewater supporter, I still support the kid, the dude, man. Listen, we not PNZ, so I'm not gonna get into the whole burner thing. That I think that's just stupid. That's if he has a burner, like, so what? Like who really cares? It's not really changing. He's not breaking the law. So again, it's PNP, not PNZ. All right, so we don't really care about that. But I rock with. I do support Teddy, but I do think also at the same time, and I know that quarterback is the most valuable position in the game. And if you have the opportunity to go out and get a Deshaun Watson, that joint don't happen very often. So if you quarterbacks like him don't become available. So if you have the opportunity to go get him, I think you have to go out there and try. Listen, I just showed y'all his contract is super favorable. And especially in 2021 when the relief is going to be needed, absolutely, it makes 100% it makes 100% sense to go out and get a Deshaun Watson. I agree with it, and I don't listen. The only person I'm not cool with. I saw a lot of y'all talking about this already. I know Brian Burns. I can't put Brian Burns on the table, but I'm not putting Jeremy Chill on the table. But pretty much after that, I mean, I'm probably not gonna put DJ Moore. No, I was just gonna say I'm not gonna put DJ Moore up there. But after that, I mean, that's really it. I mean, that's
what about Tahir Whitehead?
He's not even on the books.
He's a free agent, bro.
Yeah, before I cut off,
he's got to find a job.
Yeah, you're right. Before I cut off, I was going to say I think they would. To this, I'm expecting bad decisions. So if they can't get Watson, if they can't get Fields, it would not shock me, and I would expect them. And again, I hope I'm wrong. I think they would settle for Mac Jones 8th overall. I hate it.
I don't think they will, man. I really do. I don't think they're gonna take Mac Jones at 8.
I hope so, because what have we seen so far? They want somebody that can move a little bit. Okay, so Mac Jones is, in the modern NFL, you want somebody that can move. And I don't think Trey Lance is worth 8th overall. He needs a lot more.
I could see them taking Trey Lance over Mac Jones.
No. Listen. The amount of QB
Lance has to sit.
Yeah, exactly. The amount of QB thirst that Tepper has. Trey Lance is not going to quench it, B. Like, he wants somebody that can play immediately. He wants somebody that's going to be an immediate impact dude.
In that case, that guy's not going to be at 8. So
Get Watson.
Just go ahead and.
No, that's what I'm saying. We know that. That's what
Fields could start day one. Although again,
go ahead.
Lost him again.
It was sad because what should we call it? Oh, was that Eddie? Go ahead.
Yeah, Eddie, go ahead, bro.
Oh, I was saying with the whole field situation, I feel that we're in a situation where we kind of, as you all probably said earlier, we probably kicked Teddy out the door. So Teddy probably doesn't even want to be here. So whoever quarterback we get is going to start unless we start Will Greer or PJ next season. And I mean,
Yeah.
just the way it's looking
yeah.
is we're gonna Teddy. The way the team has treated Teddy's not going to be on the team starting next season. So whoever we bring in, be it Trey Lance or I've been seeing stuff talking about the reason the Panthers don't want Teddy is because they don't think Teddy has the physical tools to push the ball like they want. And they see, and for what I saw I saw it around. They said they don't think Mac Jones has the same stuff either. They think Mac Jones doesn't have the arm strength and stuff to push the ball down the field as they would like. So I don't know.
Of course, they're
throwing it out there, but
I don't think Jones is coming, bro. I don't think Mac Jones is going to be the pick at 8. I think Mac Jones would be a situation if the second round rolls around and he's still sitting there. But I've been hearing them talking down Justin Fields now too, man. Like
here we go. Let me just sum this up. Let me just sum this QB talk up because I don't think it's simple, Dave. Yo, the QB thirst is taking over, and he wants a guy that is going to have an immediate impact to the game, bro. It's not going to be Trey Lance. Trey Lance, they're not going to be patient enough to have him come in and sit because that's what probably should be done. And I'm not advocating for us to go out and do this yet because I need to see everything. I need to see free agency. I need to see how everything's going to play out before I start, putting my stamp on something. But I was one of those. I just posted up what Adrian said. I was one of those people, bro. I definitely didn't think, this trade was going to happen, but it definitely appears to be on the table, and it looks like the QB thirst is taking over, bro. I think it's going to be either Deshaun Watson or we're going to trade up to go get Trey Lance or Zach Wilson, and that's it.
You mean Justin Fields or Zach Wilson?
Justin Fields.
What'd I say?
You said Trey Lance.
I said Trey Lance. Excuse me. Justin Fields or Zach Wilson. That's it. In the discussion. Or Deshaun Watson.
With that being the case, out of all those 3 people, if you had to give up the 3 first-round picks to get any of those people, if you had to rank them,
Watson.
It'll be Watson,
Fields. I'm not giving up 3 first-rounders for unproven. You can't give up 3 first-rounders for an unproven. Like, I love Fields.
I don't think you have to give up that much to go up to 3. You're probably going to have to give up at least 1, though.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah, at least 1 is probably going to – you're probably going to swap picks, and then it'll be an additional first, maybe a couple seconds, too. It just depends who the team is and what they're looking for. But, yeah, it's not going to be cheap to move up. But for me, if I'm ranking those, I'm going to get Watson at all costs. If I can get Watson and it's reasonable and it's not going to cripple the franchise moving forward, I go get Watson. And then second, I will get Fields. And then third, I will go get Zach Wilson.
Yeah, and obviously, y'all know my stance. I don't think Wilson and Trey Lance are even deserve to be in the same sentence as Lawrence and Fields. I think Lawrence and Fields are in a category of their own. But obviously, the media has convinced everyone otherwise. Having said that, whether it's Fields or whether it's Watson, I mean, at the end of the day, this O-line that's my concern. So let's say we get Watson. Yep. Let's say we get Fields. Who is going to be blocking? Even if you re-sign Taylor Moton, okay? And let's say Matt Paradis, let's say he plays, and Matt Paradis he played much better this year than he did his first year.
Play, yes.
Yes, but he's very good at run blocking. He's still getting destroyed in pass blocking. Who's going to play left tackle, left guard, and right guard? Like Russell Okung only played 8 games. That's my concern. And my question for y'all is, at what point do we need to get Watson for us to have a legit chance to compete this year? Because what I don't want is for Watson and Texans to have a long battle where he holds out, and then we finally trade for him in August. I mean, at that point, you know what I'm saying? So at what point do y'all think we need to get him for us to be competitive, and then what do we do about this O-line? Because look at Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback in the NFL, and look what he happened to him in the Super Bowl. So, I'm worried about the O-line, period.
Well, yeah, no, I agree. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Ed.
Get people in free agency.
It's true.
But you're not going to feel all those in free agency.
Seattle. I mean, we saw we know what's going on with what Russell Wilson deals with, and I guess teams have been calling Seattle trying to get Russell for 3 first-rounders as well. I mean, that's the minimum they'll ask for. So
they're not getting that. He got a little wear and tear. They're not getting 3 for him. Maybe
you got to invest. Yeah, you got to invest high draft capital. Like if we weren't so QB thirsty this draft, we could spend the first 2-3 rounds and we could fix. It wouldn't be overnight, but I mean, we could find a left guard, maybe a left tackle. Like it's just we're so QB thirsty. And my thing is, regardless of who we get, who's gonna block for Watson Fields? Because let's be real, we overperformed this year on the offensive line. Shout out to the O-line coach and shout out to Teddy and Joe Brady for designing an offense. But we have to aggressively address the O-line because Watson, Yeah.
I mean, I think we're looking at the O-line like, yeah, we do got to address it. But from 31st to 18, that shows major improvement. You know what I'm saying? It was a couple of games where they didn't even give us that. And Bridgewater still didn't get it done, or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? So I think the offensive line needs to be tweaked. I think the main position is the left tackle. That's really much the main position offensive line. You see they're going to have Moton. The guards, you can kind of plug and play. You still got Dennis Daly coming. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really think it's...
I'm not hanging my hat on Daly. The dude, again, I think somebody posted the potential starting offensive line, and I tweeted that that left side in Daly and potentially Greg Little is one helmet clash away from IR. Yeah, they're one clash away from being on IR, bro. So like I'm not trying to be funny. That's just the reality. Neither one of them dudes can stay healthy. So I do think Daly is a good option at left at the guard position. Then I do think if we re-sign John Miller, you're straight there. So you got Moton, you re-sign Miller to a small deal. You got Paradis. Then we have Daly already under contract. It's all about the left tackle. I think, like Atlanta Boy said, who's playing left tackle. That's the most important piece. There's a couple options out there. Again, you could say Orlando Brown. We haven't talked about him, but if obviously you're trading for Deshaun Watson, you're going to have limited resources to again go out and trade for another guy. So it's going to make it tough there. Trent Williams is out there, but I don't know if that's going to be. I think it could be feasible. Again, I just went through the process, but I don't know how he's 32, 33 years old. I know he took a year off or whatever, but he's still playing very well. But how much longer can he go? And is he going to be with us? Is he going to be playing at an elite level in that window where we need him to be elite? So I'm not sure about Trent. I can go ahead. I'll look up. We'll see
where I'm at is I'm with Slim. O-line. See, I see glaring holes. I don't just see little tweaks. I see glaring holes. And the reason why is I got burned in 2015. Let's rewind back to 2015. The offensive line performed. You had second-year players in Norwell and Turner. Okay? You had one of the best centers in the league, Khalil. You had Michael Orr, who had his best season as a pro, and you had Mike Remmers. As a unit, that offensive line overperformed. PFF ranked them top 5, right? And we were all like, man, O-line's going to be good. And then they played in a Super Bowl and they got exposed. But okay, that was a top 10 all-time defense.
You got to understand, man. We didn't have
but hold on. Yeah, no, my bad. You're absolutely right. I didn't mean to cut you off. But, and I said the same thing you just said. I said top 10 all-time defense. Okay, yeah, come on now. What happens the next year, though? We had dudes get injured left and right, and our lack of an offensive line and our depth showed immediately. If you remember, Trey Turner had to play right tackle in one game against the Raiders. So here was I and everyone like, oh man, we're good offensive line. We got Turner, we got Norwell. Okay, let's improve Remmers and Michael Orr. Man, he's going to be back. And what happened? Trey got worse year after year. Norwell eventually left. Remmers finally got played like Remmers, and then Michael Orr got hurt. So it's not just that we need to fix the line. We need to invest and have depth. And like that should be a glare. And that was for Cam Newton. Like I love Deshaun and Justin Fields, but some of these hits Cam has taken over his career, they may not get up from. So I think we need to go back, take that memory lane, and remember that we gave terrible offensive line play to Cam his whole career. So, it's the depth on top of the talent.
All right. So who else wants to jump in on this discussion?
Yeah, Marcus, man. I'm curious about what you think, bro.
I was kind of curious. Noli kind of took my point, but my thing was I would almost, after watching the Super Bowl, I almost don't want Deshaun Watson anymore. I would rather make the trade, invest in our offensive line. You can make the trade for Orlando Brown, make a deal for one of the guards and bring back Moton, and then you can draft the guard on the other side or bring back somebody serviceable, and you have a pretty good line right there. And you can always draft a quarterback if you wouldn't have, I guess, burn our bridges with Bridgewater.
So Marcus, that's the problem. That's the problem right there. And see, there's a difference between what I would do if I'm running a team versus the reality and what's happening. It's very apparent that David Tepper wants a quarterback. So I'm trying to
hand too quick, man.
Exactly.
Sabotage a quarterback and hold them for ransom, and we go jump up and give them everything they want.
Exactly. So listen. So we have done things backwards, and again, if you rewind all the way back to bringing in Teddy Bridgewater, that was a problem. We could have just stayed with Cam, let him play out that year, and then make a decision then. But then even now we're doing it again. It's replaying again with Teddy Bridgewater. Bro, you've completely alienated yourself, and now you burned your bridge with him. You could have had him. And I know he's not the greatest guy, but if you are patient, you could have played with Teddy Bridgewater. It would have given you time to build the offensive line like y'all are saying, which is what I would do, which I've been preaching for the longest time. But it's very apparent that the QB thirst is taking over, and it's just reality. I'm trying to separate what I would do versus reality, basically.
Grandizer, bro, listen, man. I think some fans have come to grips that we're rebuilding, but the problem is the ownership hasn't come to grips that we're rebuilding. And that's the dilemma. There's folks within that office that legitimately believe that we're a quarterback away. And there's some fans that agree with the ownership. And I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that we are more than just a quarterback away. And just a quick teaser, me and Shad did another one of those live drafts, and we had the 8th pick. And let me tell you, you guys might not be happy with the pick that we came with. Because I was adamant about my opinion about the quarterback situation. But I think the ownership has to come to the realization that you can't first get rid of Cam Newton and say that, all right, we're in a rebuild. And then reports come out that you're saying that you're a quarterback away, and then you cut a player and say we're trying to rebuild. You got to pick which side you're on, and just run with it. If you legitimately think that we're just a quarterback away, I don't agree with you, but damn it, roll with it, and make sure everybody within the organization is rolling with it. Don't send mixed messages.
So can I ask a question?
Sure.
So since we guess we're determined that we're going to win now, I guess what is the point of Matt Rule then? He was really billed as
there's that.
Coach.
That's a great point.
There's that.
Thank you. That's
what
what
young
I'm
guys.
trying
So
to
if
get
we're going to win now, what's the point?
That's a great point.
Dude, you could have stuck with what you had. You could have just kept Rivera.
What you had, man.
That is a great point, man. I
But that's
never
the
looked
thing.
at it that way. Damn, that's a great point,
I've
bro.
always looked at it that way.
Cause that's the thing, right? Because if you fire Rivera to bring in Rule to say that you're gonna rebuild, and then the next thing you know, you a quarterback away, dude, you got to make up your mind on what you want. But I don't like speculating too much on the cast. But let me tell you something, man. I think Tepper felt a certain type of way when he saw Ron Rivera sitting in that playoff spot, even though it was against the Bucs. I think he felt a certain type of way.
God. And that's the problem right there.
I think he felt a certain type of way seeing Rivera leading that team to the freaking playoffs, man. I don't think he's gonna admit it. I don't think his pride's going to allow him to admit it, but I think he might have felt a certain type of way about it. So
yeah, man, it's tough. Listen, we in for a wild ride, man. And listen, again, what I've tried my best to kind of steer the discussion as to what Tepper is doing. And again, what I would do is completely different. Again, I do agree with them going after Deshaun Watson, though, because again, like I said earlier, dudes like that don't come available very often. And if you can sacrificing,
I'm not against.
You gotta try, bro.
I'm not against going after Deshaun. I just want to make sure everybody understand what the cost is going to be from the standpoint of draft capital. And when you start talking about pieces, it's one thing when you think about, all right, 2021, let's get it, right? So then you think about, all right, Curtis Samuel's not coming back. All right, we're probably not going to have a first-round pick. Probably might not have a second-round pick this year, too. So the first pick we're going to get is in the third. So when you think about it from that aspect, then you have to start saying, all right, so we're not going to have a first-round pick. We're not going to have a second-round pick. We're only going to be able to start getting tools from the third round. Luckily, Fitterer's good at picking folks late, so maybe Fitterer can get some talent out of that. But now you still got to fix your offensive line. You got DJ Moore to worry about soon. You got to figure out what's going to happen with receivers. You got to figure out what you're going to do about your defense now, because now you're not going to be able to fix some of the holes you got on defense. So you've accepted that now we're going to be in shootouts. Joe Brady, if Deshaun Watson balls, hypothetically, we picture Deshaun Watson and he balls, Joe Brady's going to be gone. You're going to bring in a new OC. You're going to have to figure out how you're going to get all your new free agents re-signed. It's a lot. There's a lot of things. And then you're still not going to have draft capital in 2022.
They kind of already have an OC in the making if Joe Brady gone that already worked with. They got his man, so they trying to have some type of contingency plan, but I don't know if it's gonna work.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, man. I don't know if it's gonna work either, bro. I have no idea.
My point is that I'm not afraid of us going after Deshaun. I'm just afraid of the fan base's consequences if this shit blows up in our face as a fan base, right? Could you imagine we trade for Deshaun and God forbid, because I never will wish injury on anybody, and my man gets hurt second game. Do you understand the level of bricks that everybody's going to be shitting, and then everybody's going to be talking about this next quarterback, we're going to Trevor Lawrence the guy, and then Houston's going to be like, Birdman hands. And we're going to be sitting in the top 3 because of Deshaun out. You know what I'm saying? Those are the things that I'm worried about. I know you need to go after the guy, but I think because we set our cards on the table, we're going to have to overpay to get him. We're talking, the Texans are talking 3 first-round picks. Maybe the Dolphins and the Jets can pull that off. But we're probably going to end up giving up 4. And I think you guys are going to have a heart attack if we give up 4. I really do. So, no, we can take the chance. But just remember, guys, we're not the Rams. All right? Let's be clear. We're not the Rams.
Do you think they're gonna give in because he doesn't want to play? Or they
no,
we're just gonna sit.
No,
we're just wait till he gets fined.
Yep.
I don't think they're gonna do that. I don't think they're gonna do that.
I think. No, here's my thing though. Here's my point. If he doesn't get traded before the draft, he ain't getting traded this year. He ain't. So it's gonna have to happen between now and the draft. Period. And then it's going to get murkier in free agency. Because once free agent, in a perfect world, you want to already have a deal in place before the league year opens. If free agency doesn't start. Because if you don't have a deal on the way, then it handcuffs the teams. The teams got to make decisions on how the 2021 season is going to be. We're making decisions. What are we going to do with our cap space, right? If March rolls around, the league, if next week rolls around, the league year starts. We start looking at free agents. We got to have an idea if this man's showing up or not. Because we got to make our moves accordingly. We want to talk about fixing the offensive line. There's an offensive lineman, there's a tackle that's available in free agents that we might could get a shot at. Besides the fact that we got to re-sign Moton. Or there's another guy on the defensive side of the fence that we probably have a shot at.
They're talking about Leonard Williams.
Yeah, so that's my point. So if you want to so we gotta have an idea if this man is showing up or not because that matters in the ripple effect when it comes to free agency. We need to know. Like I don't want Tepper to be like on this. Like Tepper's been straight reactionary. Like he's doing the opposite of what he normally do in the stock market when it comes to his team. He's out here reacting to everything.
So what do we do with Teddy?
That's a great question too. You gotta. I think Teddy's out of here, bro. I think Teddy, man. Listen, I think Teddy, things have gone awry. Whether you look into the whole unfollowing and setting his account, like if you get in all that, like even before that, just look at the tea leaves as far as him. Don't look what Tepper said. I mean, not Tepper, but Tepper and what Matt Rule said. Matt Rule said he's got to have an amazing offseason, like this unbelievable offseason that he
they pretty much signed that man out of there, man.
Basically,
he's tradable. Yeah, I think he's tradable, but I think you're definitely
you're not gonna get nothing for him.
No, it's not about getting anything. It's about getting him off the books at this point. It's not even about getting something in return. I think the only team that's really viable at this point is probably Chicago or maybe the Saints. Maybe that's the only.
One more team.
The only two.
Maybe WFT, but they might not need it because they're probably gonna get Cam.
They just signed Heineke, bro. They good. They good.
They signed Heineke. They good.
Heineke the answer, bro.
They rolling with Heineke.
They rolling with him, man.
I still think the Patriots.
Heineke won the job by him with Kyle Allen. But we can talk about that.
But yeah, no. So I think we have to try to trade Teddy. I think that's what needs to happen. If you cut him, I think you can. It's not too bad to cut him, but I mean, you don't really gain anything from cutting him either.
Yeah, you're gonna chew up your freaking cap space. It ain't worth it, then.
It don't really matter because if you got him on the roster, he ain't doing nothing. You might as well just get him off the books.
Making 20-something mil being a backer, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I think the more I think about the Teddy situation, the more I think about how I try to compare it to the Cam situation. They didn't even bash Cam like this, bro.
That's what
they just kind of just said, all right, we're moving on from him.
They kind of shoot him out of here.
Yeah, shoot him out of there. Like they didn't. They're straight up pretty much saying, Teddy, bro, you're not it. You're not it. We're looking for your replacement. We're gonna let you know you're looking for your replacement. We'll figure out what the hell we would do with you once we have him.
Brian Bridges, when he called him out, and that was essentially what started it. It's like a bad blood between them now.
Yeah, when he threw the coaches under the bus after that one game, man, I think that was the beginning of the end.
We saved like $2 million for cutting Teddy. Ain't really much.
If we trade him, how much we say?
If we trade him, then we only let me see. If we trade him, then we get a lot back. It's like 12.
Yeah, so I didn't even ask about this. Random question.
Yeah.
Random question. Thoughts of supposedly Teddy and Shaq unfollowing the Panthers on Instagram?
I don't care about that, man. Like I'm not I'm old, Dave. Like Dave, I'm old, bro. I don't get into the whole unfollowing thing, bro.
Who cares?
Who cares, man?
No, I'm just asking the question. I'm asking for the people.
I don't get it. I mean, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing, bro? Like, since when did unfollowing become like a such a diss? Like, that's like the cardinal sin is to unfollow somebody, bro. Like, that's I'm too old to get into that, bro.
Dog, could you imagine if I do I even follow you on Instagram? I don't even know if I can follow you on Instagram.
Restructure Shaq contract. That's what he restructured. My lord.
Nah, the last thing I want to do is kick a can down the road. No.
Not for him.
Sir. No, sir.
Enough.
Nah. He already making 14. What his cap number 14, 15 million this year? Nah, I'm not restructuring that. Like he already money. Yeah, he already cooking right now. I don't want him making no more than what he making right now. All you doing is just pushing that down the road. So, nah, he's straight. Right. He's straight. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's all interesting. I think we're in some weird times. It's gonna be interesting next couple weeks. I do think Deshaun Watson is gonna get traded. I think it's gonna happen. You already look bad. Like you're gonna make yourself look extremely worse just holding that man hostage. So I don't think they're gonna. I think they're more of in a fixing mode than anything. than looking worse than what they look right now. So I think they're going to go ahead and do the right thing, and I think it's going to happen before the draft. They're going to look to get their picks before the draft so they can move on.
Yeah,
but I do think it's going to happen. I think it's going to.
It's definitely going to happen. That would destroy the chemistry of the team if it didn't happen. He's not playing.
Well, the thing is, you're going to have chemistry problems anyway, man. You're going to have chemistry problems anyway, bro. Like, there's some people that are signed on that. Like, if Teddy's gone, you got to figure out what the hell you're going to do with Robbie.
Well, he's talking about the Texans.
You talking about the Texans? Well, the Texans are a mess, man. They're a mess.
Robbie
the Texans
be on the trade block to get Deshaun for all I care. We can get a receiver. That's nothing.
It's true.
That's
Receivers
nothing.
are.
If you want to go with Texas, be my guess.
I wouldn't go that far to say receivers are easy to find. This is the Panthers. We just really got a receiving core like for the past 2 years.
But you gotta understand, we have Marty Herney, and you see what
you gotta try.
He paid linebacker instead of offensive lineman.
You gotta try.
Honestly, man, I don't have an issue with Marty Payne trying to pay a linebacker instead of the lineman. It was just if it was the right linebacker. That's the issue. Like exactly. I didn't have an issue with them taking care of Luke. Like taking care of Luke, that's something you should do. Taking care of Shaq, that's questionable.
Yeah, because is he even making all the calls? What was it to hear?
Watson did not miss Hopkins last season. Watson had his best season of his career last year without him, which made that shit even more impressive.
He was playing from behind a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think about Jeff Schwartz blaming the receivers for not being good enough getting open in crunch time?
Oh God,
who was Jeff Schwartz?
I saw Jeff Schwartz tweets and stuff. I saw that. I think some of his points were valid about the whole eight game, like some of that, like that. I hate. See, this is why I don't do like talking points. Everybody wants to bring up the 8 games and or one possession. There were 8 1-possession games. Like, bro, like give me the examples. Go through each game and tell me what happened, and then we can have a discussion. Because the Vikings game,
the time management and them bad challenges, man.
His coaching, you gotta. It's more than just. Oh, okay, there's a couple games. Obviously, through the picks, boom, you can blame Teddy for that 100%. But go look at the games. Go dig a little. If Joey Slye makes the field goal in the Vikings game, none of the other BS gets talked about. Like so let's not do surface level arguments here. We don't do that here, bro. You gotta give me some more. You gotta come better than that, bro. We don't do that here.
But if we supposed to be so analytical, why weren't we doing anything with analytics? Why would you make Joey Slye kick a 67-yard field goal?
Listen, man. Bro.
That was another reason why I was ruling here.
I'm not here to talk about analytics because they were talking about analytics, and every move that they've made so far has not been analytics based. They claim Matt Rule's about the analytics. The dude's an old school defensive minded coach.
Exactly.
That's who he is.
Definitely not analytical at all.
That's who he is. And I think
how are we fixing the
defense? Analytics would have told you not to keep faking the damn play when everybody knows you about to fake. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing about the defense. I think the defense was making strides over time. I just think that we still got holes on the defensive side of the ball that we need to fix
big
as
holes.
Well. We need to get away from
that. And that's my issue, man. Like, people out here on Twitter talking about all we gotta do is get a quarterback and all our problems are solved. Look at what the Bucs did. Dog, the Bucs had a freaking core before Brady walked into that room. So Brady walked into that room, brought a couple of his buddies, and they ended up winning because they had a freaking phenomenal core on the defensive side of the ball. And they had talent on offense. So we gotta stop that, man. We need more than just a quarterback. If Deshaun Watson comes to Carolina, it's going to end up close to the Texans. And I know that Rashad wants to end this. So I'm going to give him the opportunity to do so.
No, I'm just saying. I think this is. I was going to say go ahead and finish your statement. But, yeah, we can go ahead and wrap this thing up, bro.
But, this
is a good conversation. This is a good conversation. We haven't opened up the phone lines in a minute. So I did want to give y'all the time to go ahead and engage because I think it's good. It's good discussion. So, but yeah, is there any more things before we close this thing out?
That last mock that y'all did, who did y'all end up getting at from pick 8?
You can't tell y'all yet.
I was going to say go ahead and tell it.
Nah, I don't want to ruin it for the guys we did it for, man.
Yeah,
it should be out tomorrow though.
Yeah, shout out to One Bar, their Minnesota Vikings YouTube channel, and they're real cool dudes. But yeah, I did it same like I did last time. I picked Penei Sewell. This time we didn't go that route because that route wasn't available, so we had to go another route.
I would bet that ain't.
Believe you me, and it was funny when the guy posted, he was like, "Look, man, you're up. No easy Penei for you now," and I'm like, "Yeah, don't worry, but we're gonna get somebody."
It was a much more difficult decision this time around, for sure. And again, they make it hard because you can't trade back too. Like you can't trade with nobody, so it's just picking who's there, who's available. But we explained why we went the way we went, so it was all good. No, it was good. I tell you, it wasn't Pitts. It wasn't Pitts.
Okay,
I'd say that much.
Yeah, it wasn't Pitts. And it wasn't Penei, so y'all can use your imagination. There's a lot of options there. I will say though, one thing I will say about it came down to 3 players, and none of them was a quarterback.
Yeah, shout out to who in the Discord. I'll let y'all know in the Discord. My OGs. I'll let the OGs know. I'll let the OGs know who we picked a day early.
Penei wasn't available. He was not available. Penei was gone in the top 5. Dang. But now it'll be good.
Dave, he wanted this person. I ain't had.
You gonna blame me? Look, man.
It gotta be
Dave wanted
Parsons,
this person.
Man.
Listen, man. Listen. All I'm gonna say is this, and I'm not gonna name who it is. All I'm gonna say is this: the player that we picked was BPA.
That's
just like we did for the same way that Rashad did, because this time it was me and him for this one. The same way that Rashad did it, and it was Penei, and he told me who it was. I said that was the pick because it was BPA. He was the best player available. Same philosophy here. If Carolina does what we did, we're gonna be fine, and we won't be taking a quarterback at 8.
There has to be BPA, but they're so quarterback thirsty that they want to be like, "Oh, I can get one in the 3rd round."
Dog, listen, look, bro. I know they're thirsty, but if you're gonna figure out what direction they're really about. If they're about the rebuild life, they don't take a quarterback at 8 unless
not about the rebuild life, Dave. They about now.
They're not about right now. He wants to win right now.
Right now.
Well.
And I feel like Tepper kind of put some smoke on him. That's why I feel like he rushed.
Dog, I look, bro, Rashad. I know the fan base don't agree with me, but I'm telling you, dog. If Matt Rule walks out there and he messes around and go like 4-12 or 5-11 this year,
he'll be gone the 3rd year. I guarantee you.
You're giving him that much credit? I don't know about
3rd year.
Tep ain't broke, bro. Dog, what did he say? I don't write rhymes, I write checks. Yo, Tep will just pay that man to go away.
You don't get rich by writing checks.
Who you gonna get to replace him though?
Anybody he wants. He overpay anybody.
Yeah. All right, so let's close this thing out. I'll just leave it at this, man. Tepper, he said that Rome wasn't built in a day, but it was damn sure burned down in one. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens moving forward. Hopefully, we will go in the right direction. All right. So that's being said, we're gonna get up out of here, man. I'm not doing a mock. It was mock draft Monday, bro. I released mad mock draft content. I ain't doing that today. Yeah. But it's time to close this thing down. Go ahead and get up out of here, man. Make sure. Hey, listen, we on the road to 5K, bro. Like we almost there. I think we are like 4,600, something like that. We getting real close to 5,000. So we appreciate our support. Help us get there. Draft night gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a lot of stuff given away. And even if we do make it past 5K before the draft, I'm going to do a separate 5K giveaway, and hopefully we can push to 6K for the draft. So we're going to continue to push that envelope until we can get as many subscribers as we can get. Keep in mind, pro days are coming up. So I think March 11th is the first pro day, and it's going to be Clemson, minus Trevor Lawrence because he had shoulder surgery. So pro days are coming up. I'm going to be going live for those joints. It's going to be lit, and I'm trying to get it's going to be super dope. So listen, make sure y'all have the notification bell on because I don't know how these joints or what time they are, the pro days. I just know what day they are. I don't know what time they are yet. So, and I don't have a time schedule yet. So make sure your notification bell is turned on. So when I go live, you're notified. You can join us and watching these pro days live. It's going to be real. It's going to be lit, man. It's going to be fun. As Grandizer said, man, make sure y'all go to manscaped.com and use the code PNP, 20% off plus free shipping, man. That'll help us out tremendously, bro. The channel's growing. A lot of things are going to be moving and grooving here in the next couple weeks. So just stay tuned. Discord is going to be coming. Discord access will come along with Patreon. So, man, lots of things happening here, bro. So we appreciate the love and support. And make sure y'all keep pounding. And I will Panther Nation Podcast on YouTube, Panther Nation PC on Twitter. That's all I got. Dave, you want to say anything?
You know where to follow me, man. It's been a wild ride. Pretty good. Gave y'all 2 hours and a commercial. What more do you guys want?
Yeah, that commercial was lit too. I know a lot of y'all didn't get a chance to see it because y'all came in late. But our Manscaped commercial was lit.
Check it out at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, go back and watch it at the beginning. Go watch the replay. All right. So that being said, we getting up out of here, bro. Or bros and broettes. Is that a thing?
Nah, dog.
I just made that up. I just made that up, bro. That's not
broettes. Nah. Sounds like some shit from 1989. Like you kind of pushed it a little too tough right there.
I did. All right. Shout out to all the ladies watching too, man. We appreciate all the ladies that watch us. Get your man some Manscaped products. All right. That being said, we out, man. Peace.
Peace.